the coach orientation and training program. This is our getting started, and that could be that you are just signing up and just getting going, or this could mean that you've been a coach and you just kind of want to dig in and start to get going. Many times people decide to get started with coaching when they've cleared a lot in their life. And there's a saying that says there's your sign up date and there's your start date. Your sign up date does not mean that is when you officially began coaching. Sometimes people joined as a coach and they decided that they wanted to first focus on their fitness, and that's what they really did. And then they started to see the inner workings of what coaching and a business really can provide. And now they're like, let me dig into this as a business and start to do business focused activity. And that could be you. So remember, you're going to go in and out of different stages of coaching with a lot of engagement, a lot of involvement, and sometimes you're going to have to pull back depending on what's going on in your life. That's the fluidity of this as a coaching opportunity, and that's what you want to get out of it. We are going to focus on getting you rolling, and I first want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Christine Dwyer, and I signed up as a coach on May 31st of 2008. So I have been a coach for a while now, over a decade, and in the course of the time, I have done a lot, achieved a lot, and really grown a very successful downline and team. Now, for myself, I have been able to really get engaged and really grow the kind of business that I want. And being a coach now for over 10 years, the kind of activity that I will do will be different from what you will do. Because if you're just really budding and growing the foundation of your team, your kind of activity that you're going to do is a lot different than what mine looks like, especially something like this. Here I am, I'm doing a training. Not every coach has to do a training. And that is the great part about being a part of a team, is that you have these resources and ability to just connect in. And that means if you have a team, you connect the team to these resources from leaders like myself who are willing to share what we've learned along the way. Now, our goals throughout this is to make sure that you feel successful following this presentation, that you can go and take action. The goal is not to overwhelm you with a lot of training, a lot of information, so that when you're done, you kind of don't know what to do. Is really decide to think bigger than what we sometimes will possibly think. Basically, sometimes we put ourselves into a box and we don't allow ourselves to really think that it's possible, or it's just for certain people, or the people that got in early. Nope, I did get in early, but I'm not a founding coach. And I have to always share this story that I have a team, and the very beginning people that I first asked to be a part of my business actually never did anything with their business, and they don't make any money. So it doesn't matter where you are in the organization and when you decided to join, it's about what you do. And if you don't do anything, you're not going to make anything. And it's, if you do something, you will build, and you'll build volume, and you build a team. So it's all up to you. It doesn't matter where you are. There is no ground floor opportunity. It's about what you do. And that makes this an even playing field business. And your goal is to now think bigger. And sometimes we have to give ourselves that permission because we've been limiting ourselves to what we do day to day. We get in these routines, these habits, and sometimes we just don't think that it's possible for us. But we have to allow ourselves to believe that it's possible, especially when you hear all these stories of people who've been in this business and seeing what they've done and transformed in their life. Now, for myself, I grew up with nothing. I'm the youngest of 4 girls, divorced parents, abusive home. We didn't have any money. I got my clothes for school from the church donation, and I started, remember, digging ditches when I was 4 years old. I remember my dad gave me a shovel and told me to get into a ditch to dig a sewer ditch for my grandparents. That's just all I knew. And I didn't know any different. I just knew that work was part of just what you do. Your work ethic and working was part of your work ethic. And that is something that I'm grateful for. So the hard life that I grew up with, I'm not upset about it. It was tough. It's hard to deal with sometimes, but I look at it as, wow, it formed me to be the person that I am, to value strong work ethic, to value quality in detail, and to really give of yourself to help other people. And that's something that I hope that you will give up yourself, that it doesn't matter where you've come from. It's about what you want to do. We're not limited by what we have come from. We are limited by what we are seeing for ourselves and the opportunities that we will put in front of us. So what you can expect from being on this presentation, we're going to cover many things, but as I said, I want to keep it super simple for you. The first thing is the document that came with your email is called the first 48 hours. You may overlook that and just like, yeah, I've done all this. honestly, I say just go through it again, brand new, like you are fresh eyes with this, no matter if you just signed up yesterday or if you did 2 years ago. But go through this all brand new, because sometimes you're going to see that you overlooked setting up your social media. Maybe you still have your Facebook profile page set for private and only your aunts and your friends can see your content. You have to be sure that if you're really wanting to build this as a business, then your social media is your media marketing platform. It's not just to update your local friends on what's going on. You can do that with a text message, but now you're looking at social media completely different. And the first 48 hours document walks you through how to make sure that you have things set up properly, and more importantly, what you should pay attention to. It also has some personal development suggestions on there. I know that I always listen to a podcast every time I'm in the car. So no matter if I'm just driving 10 minutes down the road, those 10 minutes, I can listen to part of a podcast. And then when I get back in the car, I can listen to more of that podcast. You don't have to listen to an entire hour-long podcast. Everything can be pieced together. It's about always keeping your mind in that motion, because we're not trained to do that. Our normal life, our normal job does not make us think about bettering ourselves. It doesn't make us think about listening to personal development or professional development. We have to think and actually schedule that in. So we're gonna go over the first 48 hours document. And also, if you haven't already, I'm gonna go through and show you how to join the Platinum Presenters University website. So platinumpresenters.com is the website that I made for the team. That is the team name that I made back when I started. I thought that, you know what, that sounds good. And now it doesn't really make sense as much, but it works for us because we're platinum. That's the way I look at it. And that's why we're really calling us Platinum United, because it doesn't matter what your background is. We all can present this as a business. And that's kind of where the name came from. But what I want you to make sure that you have is a free account on the Platinum Presenters website. There is a complete training resource in there called Platinum Presenters University. You have to create the account. So there's a pink button, which I'm going to show you, that you're going to request an account. And then you just have to wait for your login and then you can go in. But I'll tell you how you are going to best use that site in a moment. You want to make sure that you're using the system, because if you're trying to develop things on your own or just make something unique to you and your team, that doesn't work. Everything has to be duplicable. And that's why we have these team trainings. We have these team coach opportunity presentations. We have the virtual gyms. We have the virtual power hours. We're really bonding together as leaders to really offer more for the team, so that that coach who doesn't have a sponsor coach who's helping them can plug in. And for that coach who does have a sponsor coach who has amazing systems, has other resources, because it's not about just following one system, because you may have a sponsor coach who's got tons of great systems. Use them for sure, but we want an opportunity for other people to use different resources that might click for them, because everything is a little bit different for how your brain thinks as well. So those are some of the things that we are going to be covering in this whole presentation. Some things you want to make sure that you are using is, again, the team support, and our website is platinumpresenters.com. I'm just scrolling through here to show you that the access for everything is on the home page. So if you just go to platinumpresenters.com, you're going to see the link for the virtual gym, which here's an example of that. Here are the power hours that you can use. And also on this front page is where you're going to click to create your access. So the pink button down there. And there's the options for the coaching business presentation, which is on Thursdays, which we're going to talk about. But all we want you to do is to really plug into the team support. This is inside the team training. Now, Platinum Presenters University is like a library. I use this example that when you go to the public library, if you ever still do that, but when you, back in the day, would go to a public library, you went for a specific topic, you went to search for a specific section, and you went to search for specific books. And when you went in the library, that's exactly what you did. You didn't go in the library and then turn to the left and say, all right, let me start on row 1, book 1, and start reading everything in this library before I know anything. That's the same thing with Platinum Presenters University. Don't use the training site like a public library. Don't think that you have to go in it and start on training 1 and do it all before you do anything. Remember, do specifically what you're working on right now. Everything is there. It's a library, it'll be there, but use what you need to use right now. So that's what the team support is for the website, and then also we've got our Facebook group. Now, you can't just ask to join this Facebook group easily by searching in Facebook. The only people that get accepted into this group are the people who logged in to Platinum Presenters University at least once. So create your account for Platinum Presenters University and then log in at least one time. Why? Because one, that's our easy way for us to identify that you are a coach on our team, you're not a hacker, you're not a robot, or you're not someone from a different country that just wants to send some pictures. Or the other thing is that we want to make sure that you've logged into the website, because then we know you then can receive emails, our newsletters, letting you know what's going on. If you don't, then you're never going to know what is going on. Now, Beachbody is going to offer you a lot of training support too. But when you first get started, just pay attention to everything that they showcase for you to get started. And that's by logging into the Coach Online office, and you go through some of the basic training. And these are some of the basic get set up trainings. That is a great idea for you to do. But from this point forward, I'm just going to say from that, just then go back to your coach and follow what they're suggesting you to do, or do what we're doing here on tonight's presentation. Now, here is what your website or your info page looks like. Now, you can see that in that picture place, I put a collage. What I did was I just went to a website called Canva, CANVA.com, and I created a little square collage of pictures, because in that space, you can upload a picture. And I wanted more than just one picture to showcase kind of who I am and what I do. But that's what you might want to do. And additionally, your page is going to look a little different when you go to the shop page. So when you send someone to the shop page, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see your little picture up there and your information, but this is where they'll be, and they can then shop through whatever you want them to. But my word of advice is to never just send someone your URL and say, hey, take a look around and tell me what you like. Because it's the same thing as like if you told someone, hey, go to Amazon and tell me what you like. You can't possibly do that. And while I'm on that thought, that's the same thing as don't list your Beachbody URL in your social media website spots. So when your Instagram bio allows you to put a website, don't put your Beachbody one. The same thing with your Facebook. Don't put your Beachbody one. Why? Because someone who doesn't know you sees an amazing post from you and they're like, oh, who is this person? And they click on your bio and all of a sudden they see Beachbody Coach. They're like, oh, no, that person's going to try and sell me on something. They run away. And also think of this. How many people do you think accidentally are just going to come across and see that you've got a URL and like, awesome, let me buy stuff? They're not. So realistically, you always want to make sure that you've got a capture page to get information from people. And then when you have those conversations in private, in email or in text, and then you decided down on what the person's going to get, that's when you give them your link to exactly the product. This is what I'm talking about. So when you're having those back-end conversations and you've now resulted, oh, okay, you want to get the collagen? I will send you a link. There's personalized for every product that you have in your store. So what you can do is go here in your Coach Online office and click on the Grow Your Business, and you're going to see that option that says Coach Link Generate here. What that does is populates this. All you'll do is you put your coach ID right here. And on every product, it creates its own personalized link for exactly that product for your code. That's what you want to do if you want to send someone exactly something. Or you've got the other option of share a cart, which we're going to discuss as well. But remember, that's how you're best going to utilize the links with your website. You'll never just hope someone goes and buys something. It never will happen. So the first 48 hours document doesn't mean that you have to do it your very first 48 hours of starting as a coach, but it is kind of important if you can just designate from today for the next 48 hours, if I do this right now, I'm really going to have a jump off in my coaching business. So if you can set that appointment right now from where we are today and now look at 48 hours from now, you've probably got a lot to do in that time frame. You probably got, maybe a job or your kid's got a sporting event or something. Lots of stuff is going on. And you're probably looking at those next 2 days and going, I've got no time to do anything. But I always use this example. All right, you're busy. You've got no time for the next 48 hours. You're saying you'll do it this weekend. Well, what happens if, oh no, medical emergency, you just twisted your ankle, you now need to go to the doctor, but you're really busy these next 2 days. So you're going to save it until the weekend to go to the doctor? No, you make the time to go to the doctor because it's that important for you. Same thing. It's that important to you, no matter how busy you designate time to just dig in. That means 15 minutes into this 48 hours and do what you can in the next 48 hours so that you will set yourself up more for success. In it, we want to make sure that you are getting yourself set up properly. So I put all these little checklists that I want to go through and just check them off. And yeah, you may be like, I already know I got this all set up. Great, just do it. Just check it off, because before you know it, you're like, oh, I totally forgot to set that up. And this is going to help you really just that you built a foundation for a business. That's our goal. You want to build a foundation for your coaching, no matter if you want to build a little business that makes a little bit of money or a big business that makes a lot of bit of money. That's completely up to you. The next page gives you a to-do. Now, I'll give you an example here. We're going to go through your social media post and letting people know what you're doing. So the first thing we're going to recommend is that you do announce, hey, I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing it. Follow along. Do you want to do it? Come with me. We're going to talk about that. Then the next, it gives you these choices here to make a list of 15 people. You've probably seen those examples of make a list of 100 names of people that you want to, eventually do some business with. That's great to do. But in my thoughts, okay, if we're looking at just the next 48 hours, my brain doesn't think that quick. I'm probably just going to have a short list right now, which is good, because that's going to be our quick working, we're going to tap right into when we get further into the presentation. From here, now, no matter if you've been a coach for a while and you're like, well, I can't go on social media and say, hey, I'm a coach. Yes, you can. There's different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you multiple examples. So whether you've just joined as a coach or you've been a coach for a long time, there's ways to post on social media to grab attention, to let people know what you're doing. But this is the most important reason why you want to do it, because it's going to hold you to a stronger accountability to actually follow through and do this. Because if you don't the one that you're doing coaching, no one will know if you don't even try, right? It's the same thing as you secretly start eating clean on that Monday or dieting or working out, and then by Wednesday you gave in and you had pizza at lunchtime at work. You're like, forget it. I'll just start again on Monday. Nobody knew, so nobody knows you failed. But when you tell people, it holds you to think twice, and it makes you get back on the wagon. No matter that you did eat pizza and you didn't want to, but you did, you jump right back on because you've got people that you're accountable to. That's what this post did. I used this when I first joined. So I don't know if you saw, but when I first joined as a coach, I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my daughter, my second child, and I had my baby when I was a coach. So I joined as a coach May 31st, and my daughter was born on October 1st. And from that point, when I was cleared to work out, which was actually in January, I chose to do the brand new workout that was just released, Chalene Extreme. And Chalene Extreme was a 90-day program. And I told everyone, follow me, I'm going to do this. And it took me 120 days to do that 90-day program because I kept falling off the wagon the second and third month. But I committed. I felt very responsible to showing up because I told people what I was going to do. So here's some examples of what you might want to do. You can take screenshots of these if you would like, but this is going to help you get some kind of words to think about when you are putting yourself out there. Now, you don't need to do a picture of you in a before and after or a bikini picture or an underwear picture. I mean, definitely don't do an underwear picture. But sometimes if you want to share this experience, which I always advise, no matter if you don't even think that this picture is ever going to see the light of day, always take a picture before you start anything. Whether, like, if it's just the collagen, you just started using the collagen, take a picture of your nails. Who knows if you'll ever use that picture? Who knows? But maybe a couple months down the line, you're like, wow, my nails are growing a lot, because mine are. And then I was like, well, I could take a picture of these. I've got a before and after. You always have a before and after. Even when you take a picture of yourself when you're starting your fitness journey and you hate the way you look, because that's the truth. Sometimes we're just really not happy with the way things are going on there. Take a picture, hide it, never have to see the light of day. But then when you get your results, you're like, I can't wait to show these results of what I did. So it's up to you. These are just some examples though. This one here where you're just starting a program, it's a great one. I wanted to share something awesome with you. I'm a mom of 2 and a 9-month-old, and I've been struggling to find the energy and healthy things to eat. each day was really focused on my kids. And so now I really want to put some focus on me. And you're actually inviting people to do it with you. Here's a couple more examples. You may or may not know, but I've been following a workout program, and it's over this many pounds. And all I've been doing is this. So I've decided to become a coach because I really wanted to help other people, just like my coach helped me with this program and with the success that I've had. Or I'm so excited. I've been wanting to make steps toward a healthy lifestyle for a long time and to really have more energy for my kids. So I made a decision to become a coach. And you don't need Beachbody coach, by the way. They did, but you could just say, made the decision to become a coach with a health and fitness company. That's the way I usually like to say it. So now I can help other people. I'm going to run a challenge. If you want to join me, let me know. But these are all ways that you can kind of come out and let people know what you have going on. Now, as a coach, we follow what's called the 4 vital behaviors. These are designated from the company. You just do every day. And before you know it, these you'll do without even thinking about it. As I said, I don't even have to think about scheduling personal development in my day because every day I do it without thinking. And that's what's going to happen with you eventually if this is brand new. But basically, the 4 vital behaviors are: 1, you have to be proof the products work. Find something that you're just going to use. Not everyone is going to want to use Shakeology. Not everyone's going to want to use or do a certain workout program from start to finish. But you do need to use something so that you have an experience, you can talk about it, and you also really have an understanding of how the company works and kind of the mission and the jive of the vibe of it all as well. But you gotta have proof using it. Now, I don't typically follow a workout program from start to finish. So for instance, Morning Meltdown 100, I didn't do 100 workouts. I did it for 3 weeks. I got a good gauge of the workout program. I saw that it wasn't the kind of training that I wanted to do for my body right now. So I switched over to one of the programs that I love to do, which is Lift 4. And then I teach live group fitness classes. And the way that I structure my schedule is that I'm not following the calendar week by week with the work. What I do is I teach my classes, and on the days that I'm not teaching, I just pick up from where I left off in the calendar. So you got to find the ways to be able to share what you're doing. The second thing is to always invite people. So you want to invite people to do what you're doing, whether it's you're just starting your fitness journey, which is one of the best times to actually talk about it publicly. Let people know, I'm really focused on this. I need your help. I need your accountability. If this is something that you struggle with, that you fall off the wagon, do this with me. We'll hold each other to a stronger accountability. And that's where you're going to build a bond with people that you're going to have greater success when you're inviting people to do this. And you have to invite people to check out what coaching's about. Now, everyone's development of their team is going to be completely different. Not everybody wants to build 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever big team. Some of you might just want to have a handful of people that are really close friends and family members, but you're all doing things together and keeping each other healthier and doing stuff together in life. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why I asked all the people that I initially asked in the beginning, my very beginning, because I looked at the people who I wanted to keep in my life. I looked at the people of who do I want to be with. I looked at the people of who do I want to text every day. And those are the people that I asked to do this with me. And that's exactly what it did. It actually bonded me stronger with more BFF relationships because we're doing this together in coaching. And that's 10 plus years. And we are like sisters and brothers because of the relationship that we created with this. But if I didn't ask them to do that, we'd all be busy in our life and we would probably only text each other on our birthdays. But I really wanted the people who I want in my life close to be on the same mission. The next thing is recognition. No, you probably don't have people coming out like, hey, everybody's losing weight. I got props to give. Everybody's making ranks. I got props to give. You know what? They don't need to be exactly your person. We've got lots of testimonials of people in here. And if you're doing a workout program, so say for instance, you are doing Morning Meltdown, you don't have to have someone's before and after picture. They've got before and after pictures that you can use and just say, hey, check out Sarah's results. That's it. You're not saying that Sarah is your person that you trained. You're just basically saying, look what she got the results out of this program. This is the one that I'm doing. That's really it. And successes for recognition mean different things. What if it's just someone had given up drinking soda for a week because they were in your challenge? Like give them props. So start thinking outside the box of how can you recognize small positive behaviors. And again, the personal development and that first 48 hours gives you some suggestions of what you can do. So your coaching path is going to be different. Everyone's is different. The first way everyone really who's deciding to be a coach always puts priority on is your own health and fitness. So what I would suggest you do is join your upline's coaching group. What you want to do is ask them, hey, can I be in your challenge group? And that's going to help you kind of see the inner workings. My best advice for this, though, is if you are requesting to be in someone else's challenge group, then I'm going to say it's a requirement that you're very active and engaged. Don't be a wallflower in there. You need to comment, you need to create conversation, because when you start running your own, and if you ever say, no one ever talks in there, well, then now you know. So be the person that acts like the participants that you're going to want in your group. You want that engagement and really cheerleader motivation. The other advice is this, is when you're a brand new coach, you get 3 promo codes to use right out the gate. The coaches that use those codes right out of the gate, they have an 80% higher success rate of moving forward in their coaching business, actually making weekly income than those who don't. So if you've got these promo codes, use them with the people that you want to bring closer with you to help create a healthier life, to create more success. And the other thing is just really engage in the team's Facebook group and really use the virtual gym, because that's going to help you to stay visible, stay present. But in essence, this is really all you're going to do if you were a coach fairly focused on your fitness first, not so much making an income or building a team. If anything, this is what you want to do. And we're going to talk about running a group for challenge groups later if you want to as well. The other part is if you want to make income, then predominantly this is what you're going to do. You're going to, of course, do the first 48 hours. You'll put your social media post up and you'll create that contact list that is all in the first 48 hours. You're going to personally invite people to check out what coaching is about. We have a Thursday presentation that you can go into live and you can ask your contacts, hey, just check it out. All they do is this, they'll register for it. And they'll get those reminder emails letting them know, hey, it's coming up tonight. Make sure that you don't forget. And then even after the presentation, if they didn't get on or if they did get on, they're going to get a follow-up email that says, here's a recording of the presentation just in case you missed it. But if you're ready to get started as a coach, do this. Connect with your coach and follow these instructions to get signed up. So that's an auto system. So as much as you want to drive people to watch the live presentation. We have a recording on the platinumpresenters.com website that you can have them watch if they don't want to wait till Thursday. But before you know it, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. And here's another thing. If you use Thursday as your weekly deadline of asking X amount of people to go and watch it, you're going to work weekly on a cycle of, I got to talk to this many people to get them on that presentation every week. But if you just think, just send people to a web link to watch whenever, you don't really have a deadline and X amount of people. So really focus on that. And you also want to personally invite people to your challenge group to be a part of that and to use the products that you're using. You can also put a public post out on social media, but I'm going to give you a little secret here. Here's the secret. It never works. So if you want to build your foundation, it's not some random Joe that's just following you and seeing your stuff online. It's people you already know. It's your coworkers. It's your coworker's friend. So don't always think family, friends, let me stalk them. It's not that at all. It's really let everyone around you know what you're doing. Invite them to be a part. If they don't want to be a part, then fine. But always ask, and always ask for referral. So you always want to say, hey, I know you're not interested. Do you know anyone that might want to get into this challenge group? I got a 21-day program that's coming up. Do you know anyone that might want to do it? If not right now, just think about it. Ask people to do the work for you. You'll be shocked. All right. Here is a breakdown. Now, coaching, as I said in the beginning, you're going to go through an ebb and flow of activity. Sometimes you're going to be like gangbusters, all in, like doing a lot of activity. And then some, you're just going to be kind of doing the bare bones, more so like discount code, basically using the product, doing your workouts and checking in, social media, posting things, seeing what's going on with the team, but you're not really inviting people to check out the business or inviting people to get the product or really trying to meet a monthly goal or trying to get to Emerald or above. You might not be doing that. Now, you want to make the different choices anytime. You can go in and out of any of these. So, but initially, everyone's a coach and everyone has the ability to make that 25% discount on all of the products, and also make the income of 25% commissions on anything that they sell. But when you can move up and make a little bit more focus, a side gig coach is someone who really focuses more on their fitness, but they also kind of want to, hey, help people here and there. That's it. They're not really income focused, they're not team focused, but someone's like, hey, where did you get X, Y, and Z? Well, here I did. That's the side gig coach. The part-time coach puts focus on business activity. They try to improve their skills, their marketing skills, because honestly, that's what a lot of it is, but always working off of a list and schedule. That's it. And then full-time coach is someone like myself, where this is what I do all the time. When I first started, I did have a full-time job and 3 fitness part-time jobs. So that's how I started. I was 5 months pregnant. I had a 1.5-year-old son. My husband worked 12 hours a day away, and I had a full-time job. That's how I started. During nap times and when it was bedtime, I just did the focus of when can I go in and out of doing certain activity. My priority was always inviting people to check it out. I think about what did I do back then? And always, it wasn't running challenge groups. It wasn't, because back then there wasn't challenge groups. But what I did every day was send very long emails, which I don't suggest you do, but that's what I did back then, to all my fitness friends and saying, hey, you're already doing this. You should probably do this too. And that's what I would do every day. And I would ask people to get on a webinar. And that's what we ran back then all the time. And then I would run team calls. That's it. I didn't run challenge groups. And I was pregnant when I first started, so I couldn't use any of the nutrition products. So I sold those turbo gloves, the sandbag. That's predominantly what I did. All right, so move forward. Why is this not working? There we go. So what do you think about it? You know what? You don't have to think, I'm going to make $1 million business. Oh, I'm going to make a 6-figure business. You don't have to think that. Just think about an extra $100 a week do for you. Now, that could be very beneficial. It could pay for the product that you want to use. Sometimes that's all it is just to, let people know about the products that you're using. They buy it and they stay on an auto ship that you make the commissions back on the product you're using. It takes 3 people. So say, for instance, you're on Shakeology every month. That's about $100 for you. That's US. So if you have 3 people having Shakeology every month too, eventually, then yours is going to get paid for eventually. So how many months is that going to take you? 3 months? By 3 months, you getting your product paid for probably would be a benefit. But what could that extra money do for you? Because it's not always about, I need to make a full-time income. Sometimes it's, I need to make $500 extra a month so that I can start saving for the kids' college. I need to make an extra $1,000 because I have to pay for my own health insurance, or I have to pay for childcare, or I want to have an emergency stash fund, or I want to have this vacation. So don't always think about what you're doing has to be for this big outlandish thing. That can be, but right now let's think about what's right in front of us. So the ways to earn as a coach, and you probably already know this, but I just want to quickly cover it. Of course, as a coach, anytime you sell anything, you get 25% commission. It doesn't matter what rank you are. As long as you're paying your monthly $15.95 business service fee, then if you sell anything anytime, you get 25% commission. Money when you make Emerald rank and above. So that's why getting to Emerald is really important. And there's really, really good reasons why. When you get to Emerald, the product volume that is happening in your business, whether you're building a business or not, is going to happen, because this happens. You signed up, and then if you did or didn't do anything, it doesn't matter. But other people are going to sign up after you, and they're going to show up in your what's called downline. And the activity that they do produces product volume, and it just starts stockpiling in your legs. You see, you've got a right leg and a left leg. Now, if you don't ever build to Emerald, every week that you don't achieve Emerald, all that volume that was just piling in your leg goes to zero. It goes away in the garbage. So the real urgency of getting to Emerald at least once in your business is, as soon as you do, all that volume, if you don't use it, just goes in a little bank. It goes in this little bank for you. And then in Another week, your system looks and goes, do you have enough volume points in each leg to pay you a team cycle bonus? Not yet? Okay, let's put that money in the product volume in. Then it looks again the next week. Oh, we've got enough volume in this other leg, so we're going to pull this volume out of the other and now pay you more. So that's why it's important to get to Emerald. And all of that might sound like I have no idea what she's talking about. So what can you take out of that? Get to Emerald as soon as possible. It's important, no matter if you hold it or not. Super important. But I wanted to share, this is from the income disclaimer is no Beachbody coach is guaranteed any income or level of success. It's all up to your hard work and what you're willing to do. But on average, this is from the income earning statement that was released from the company. The average Emerald coach will make about $60 per week. That's pretty nice, because think about that. $60 times 4 is $240 a month. All right, there you go. Paid for your product. Average for an Emerald. And then you can see the other averages for Diamond and Star Diamond. So where do you see yourself? Now, again, I've been doing coaching for a long time now, and I don't just look at Beachbody coaching. I look at all network marketing companies. And I look at, okay, there's certain people who make 6 figures, 7 figures. And then there's a lot of people that just make a little bit. That's network marketing. That's not failure. So don't think that you're either a failure or success depending on if you make a 6-figure or a high rank, because success is determined by you. And what your success might be is $240 a month. That's a great thing to earn, because it's better than not, right? That's the way I look at it. So what I would suggest you do, and we're going to work on this right now, so make sure you got your pen and paper, is what we suggest is get started with a challenge group. If you don't feel comfortable to do your own right away, that's why you want to join your upline coaches, okay? So don't worry about doing your own if you want to just join someone else's. But if you want to start to make money, you got to kind of get out there and do it. The best people to do this with are the people that know and love you. So drag those people in it, because you get your feet wet with it. When you run a challenge group, this is your highest accountability and follow through, because now you're responsible to people. Because when you don't have anyone that you ask to do anything with you, you're responsible to no one. So who cares if you don't? That's another reason why you want to get to Emerald as soon as possible. Because if you never ask someone to join your team, who are you responsible to actually follow through? You're not. So if you ask 2 people to do this, no matter if it's just your mother and your best friend, you now feel a level of responsibility to show up, whatever that means to you. But at least you're not giving up. When you run a challenge group, you have the opportunity to make commissions. So you get cash right up front. You have the opportunity for people to have success. When they use the products, they may be your before and after testimonials that you now can say, hey, look at Susie did this challenge with me. Look what happened to her. And when those customers get those results, people start asking them, hey, what are you using? Those people are the best people to turn into being coaches on your team. And it always keeps you moving forward with monthly activity. So here's your homework. I'm going to suggest that you run one. And if you've never run one, do it. Pick a short time frame. Pick a 7-day program. You don't need to do 100 days, which I don't suggest you do. So I'm just going to say it. How many people in your life know that have committed to a 90-day program and followed it to a T and got perfect results? Like, what's that? A -% of people? Like a 1% or so? If you said to me, hey, Christine, do you want to do 100 days of working out? I'd be like, no. I know I can't, because I've got the holidays coming up, and then I've got my vacation coming up, and I've got all this stuff that I'm not going to be in it with you. But if you just said, hey, let's just focus strong together for 2 weeks, for 21 days, for 30 days, I'd say 30 days is a max, okay? So what I'm going to suggest you do right now, look at your calendar. What Monday are you going to start? Pick a Monday. Why Monday? Because everybody starts a diet on Monday. That's just this industry, all right? So our minds are just functioning that way. I'm going to suggest that you just run a short, free challenge. What does free mean? Well, you know what? You don't give them anything. You don't make them buy anything. So maybe just pick one of the meal plans from one of the workout programs that we have and let them follow that, but just tell them to show up every day. Do whatever workout you want and show up. They can get the 14-day free trial on Beachbody On Demand if you want. So there you go. That's another idea. But make a fun name for it. And you want to create a Facebook group, because Facebook is one of the easiest places for people to check in, because that's just what they do. Right now, write down, if you've got people rolling in your mind, who are top 5 people right now in your mind. I would ask her, him, them, boom, like write down right now. Hot list right now. It's in your brain right now. You already know certain people that you could ask to just do a free challenge with you. Free. You don't need to make them buy anything. Why free? Because it's important. You will see. But look at this. Over here is the Clean Week Shakeology sampler. If you want, you make whatever requirements you want. This is your group. But sometimes people will say, hey, get in this group with me, do it with me for 14 days. All you got to do is get this $30 package. You'll get access to Clean Week, which is the nutrition program. You'll get a week's supply of Shakeology, and you'll get all the workout videos that are included in Clean Week with Megan Davies. So maybe that's what they'll do. That's an option. That's always something that you can always refer that they do. So how do you run it? Well, different options here. You can run a free one, like I said, because it just gets your feet wet. It teaches you how to run something, and it teaches you how to be motivational. And you just give them a free meal plan and tell them to do whatever. Walk your dogs every day. Who cares? Because you know full well someone's going to have results in 7 days if they focus on eating clean, because you start to depuff, you start to lose some of the juice from the inflammation and stuff. You're going to see results. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. And that's your testimonials. Or if you want to make them pay, that's up to you. Do you want them just to get the Clean Week program? Do you want them to get any product and then they're in? Or do you want them to get a challenge pack? Or do they have to get Shakeology? These are your rules. But here's what you would do. If you need a lot of help on what to do, in Beachbody, in your coach office, you can see, click over, it says Training Library. And down here, you're going to see Challenge Group Training. And all you'll do is follow the guides that they have telling you what to post every day and how to run a challenge group. Super easy. There is a challenge tracker app. Feel free to use that. Personally, for myself, I don't. And the reason is because when I've tested it out, people didn't remember to open the app, but they're always on Facebook. So that's why I stayed on Facebook. That just works for me. Be interactive and engaged. Be funny. Like don't be so serious and making people like feel bad if they didn't work out that day. Like seriously now. Just be lighthearted, because healthy eating and exercise is a lifestyle. It shouldn't be a conformed box where people feel restricted and having to rely strongly on willpower, and either they're cheating or they're not cheating. Like, you know what? Let's remove those words. I don't believe in a cheat day. That's just personally me. Food shouldn't be cheating. There should be moderation. Offer value, so teach them things. Like offer some techniques that work for you to remember to, drink your shake, or to get up in the morning and get to working out. Like what are some techniques that work for you? Maybe using the virtual gym, maybe some of that, but just be you. Here's some examples. So when you do run challenge groups, or sell any challenge packs, here's what you can earn. So for instance, if right now someone just wants to get the 1-year access to Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, that package could be on sale. Some months it's on sale for $140, and normally it's $160. So depending on where we are in the course of the year, that's what you could earn. So say for instance, someone gets the $160 pack, you earn $50 commission, but that's just this month, because when that person then gets their second order of the next month, you just made $30. Show you something amazing. This is how it works. So if you put a goal to help 3 people per month and do that no matter what, you're setting yourself up for success. So we're talking about Success Club too. So Success Club is kind of the carrot program that the company offers, motivating people to do something, to build a business. And so if you help 3 people per month get a challenge pack or Shakeology on, or if the performance stack on Home Direct, whatever 90 PDs, like 3 boxes of bars every month, whatever 90 PDs on Home Direct, you earn 2 Success Club points. And to get Success Club, all you need are 5. So if you help 3 people per month, you're at 6. Does that make sense? But look at this graph right here. If you can see how this compounds. So the first month, let's say someone bought Shakeology from you and 2 people bought a challenge pack from you. Well, here's what you made. Now the second month, if you focus on the rule of 3 and you sell 3 brand new, say the same, Shakeology and then 2 more challenge packs, you made that commission again. But this $32 is the reoccurring commission that you're going to get from the first people having their monthly order of Shakeology ship out. So do you see, if you help 3 people new every month and those people continue to get their Shakeology the next month, by 4 months, you could be earning over $1,000. That's pretty good. But it's just about focusing on helping 3 people per month. Now, Share a Cart is fantastic. You use it all the time, because when someone is not really exactly sure what they want, after I've asked them a lot of questions, figuring out, all right, well, I think this is what you're going to want. What I'll do is I'll send you a Share a Cart link. Share a Cart is you basically building a cart, like an Amazon cart for them, sending it to them and just say, pay. That's it. So if what you send them, they're like, yeah, pay. They fill out their information and put their personal payment information in. And now that person is apt to follow through so much stronger. Because think about the habits of people with low attention, like myself, where if you're trying to figure out something on a website, like if you told me to go to your website and get the challenge pack, I'd be like, what? Where is the challenge pack? What am I trying to find? I don't know what this is. Huh? Like, I'd be confused. I would be off because I'm a dog with shiny things. But if you just said, here, click and buy, okay, I will do it. And that is also another great thing to do by sending people to Share Carts, because even if they didn't follow through and buy it, if you forgot who you were talking to, just go through your Share Carts and see, oh yeah, I sent that person a Share Cart and they never followed through. Let me follow up with them. That's another way for you to keep track. So use the Share Cart. Now, when you want to really make some income, you got to build a team. You have to get to Emerald. There's so many perks to it. Like I talked about, it's important with the team volume, but that accountability of you being responsible to actually showing up. But we talked about the carryover volume, but your bulk of your paycheck is not commissions. It's actually the product volume that is building in your business. I've got some coaches who've been Emerald with me since day 1. Their volume in each leg is maxed out. So that you can max out on volume, that the company only pays you a max amount because you didn't build any higher, which is a good thing to do. So I've got some coaches who've been Emerald 10 plus years, and they make $1,000 a month because they sit at Emerald every week. They get paid the maximum $250 team cycle bonus every week on Emerald 4 times. So they make $1,000 a month. And they stay at Emerald because they're using this coaching opportunity for the products, for the community, for the small responsibility and accountability. Like, they just want to do it with their family. That's it. So think about that. But there's so many perks, and some of them are the free vacations. Yeah, legit free. Now you got to pay your way to get wherever that is. But the way it works is a Success Club every year has a free vacation. How it works is, if you want to go, you pay up front. So I don't know what the number exactly is, but let's just say it's $1,200. So let's say they rented out a cruise ship, because that's what they do. And the cruise ship is only going to be Beachbody coaches. If you want to go, you pay up front $1,200. Every month that you achieve Success Club, you get money back off. So say, for instance, you earned it for 12 months, the trip is free. The food, all that is on board there. But say you missed some months. Well, then maybe your trip's $300. Better than not, but then you just pay your way there. Then also these other reward programs, you get all this free swag and fun stuff here. And on those trips, you get to meet the trainers. So there's so many benefits and stuff with that. But again, it's just really showing you that you are yourself and you're out to better other people's lives around you. How do you get to Emerald? Well, the good news is this. You can get to Emerald if you've got a spouse. Sign them up right away. You want to know why? Because when you're building your business, you want your spouse account, which is in essence you, it's paying the same bank account, right? to be as early in your business building as possible. Because if you don't sign them up initially, what happens is everything you've built for your business, if you eventually sign them up later, that's above them. They're not going to get advantage of that. So if you sign them up first of all, that's one coach that you can control. You don't need to be like, hey, hubby, are you going to get active? You don't need to ask them because it's both of your accounts. And only need one other person. And sometimes it's asking someone to do you a favor just to get over the hump. Not saying, Grandma, you got to do this as a coaching business, but maybe Grandma might want to start drinking Shakeology. That's it. So think about it outside of the box and don't think of who wants to be on your team. Start thinking about who wants to do this with you. That's what I did when I first joined. I left the coaching opportunity business meeting. I was in the airport. I called all my sisters and I said, I don't exactly know what this is, but I know it's going to be something big. I'm signing you up. I'll pay for you. I paid for them. It was $39.95. I paid for them. I said, I will sign you up. To this day, they're all coaches. They're not like me with it. They don't do it full time. They do it like here and there, part time and all, but they're still coaches. My one sister makes over $2,000 a month just because she sits at Diamond. She personal trains and helps people. They use the product, but you don't have to think about this as being a big business. It could be small and still pay you. But the benefit is, of course, you're going to get commissions. Of course, now you get the team cycle bonus. You don't get team cycle bonus until you're Emerald. And you really take advantage of that team volume getting paid. But the biggest thing is customer leads. What does that mean? Well, they've got the program, as I said, called Success Club. And Success Club is a perk that every month, if you achieve Success 5 points or Success Club 10 points, there's 2 different lead programs out there. Here's the qualifications to be able to earn that. So all you really need to do is be Emerald and achieve Success Club 5 by the last day of the month. And if you've done that, the next month you get free customers given to you. Oh my gosh, guys, I've been collecting customers from the company for 10 plus years. These people don't ever respond to my emails. I try to talk to them. A lot of them don't ever. But they're buying product every month and I'm making commissions off of them. It's insane how many customers you can collect just by being a part of the program. I can't guarantee how many you will collect because it depends on who's up next. But on average, I get Success Club 10, so I get 2 sets of customer leads. So I'll get about 12 customers per month. Now that's something to think about. These are free customers given to you. And if they eventually do talk to you, maybe they'll be like, hey, maybe I will be a coach too and get a discount off of this. All right. So Emerald, what's important? Deadlines. You know it. If you don't set a deadline, nothing's going to happen. You can wish it all you want. You can wish and say, all right, yes, I'm going to start to work towards Emerald. Well, pull out your calendar right now. You have to look at your calendar because every week is an opportunity for you to be Emerald or above. Every Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so not your time zone, Eastern Standard Time, whatever that is, that's when your last opportunity to get your 2 coaches up, everybody active, and to be Emerald for Thursday morning. Now, if you look at the date right now, you've got time. You always have time. It's a matter of do you want it? So Wednesdays are your final day for business, and you can change your week rank every Wednesday. That's your final time because you can wake up Thursday and be Emerald, and all of a sudden you now save all those volume points. And then the next, maybe you'll get a $14 paycheck because those volume points have been building up over that time. So consider that, especially if you've been a coach for a long time. You have a downline of coaches underneath you. There's probably product volume sitting there. Get Emerald as quick as possible. Now, why the 31st? Well, that's the Success Club deadline. So final day of the month is your last shot to get either Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. And if you've done both of those things in the month, then for the following month, you get free customers given to you. It's amazing. You should do it. You really should. What's the final 3 things you should focus on? All right, here's your homework. You ready? Super simple. We're keeping it simple. 1, complete the first 48 hours PDF. You're going to complete the contact list in there, and you're going to invite this Thursday presentation. All you got to do, and you register them for if they want. So if you've got their name and their email, plug them into platinumpresenters.com and just go to the green button there that says register and watch the Thursday presentation. So you don't need to make them do it. If someone says watch it, take their email, take their name, you go fill it out, because then they'll be in the email system that's reminding them, come on, we're going to start. And they'll have the link. Then they'll be able to get on. And then they'll get that follow-up email as well. So make it a goal. Invite 3 people to this Thursday's presentation. The second thing you're going to do is start focusing strongly on the 4 vital behaviors. You have to be proven work and have an experience with them. Invite others to participate with you. Work on your personal development. And the third thing is start using a daily tracker. So this doesn't mean that you have to do all the things on the box. Just start tracking what you are doing. So you have a gauge of, all right, I have to be honest with myself. I want this to happen, but I really only did one thing this week. Well, you've got that gauge. You want to keep it simple. And I put a squat here because too many times people think that they have to be super creative with their exercises to get results. But the foundation of a squat is exactly going to get you the results you need. It's about improving the form and technique of that squat. So don't think you need to do shimmy squats or like a heel lift squat. Stick to the basics initially, but just keep improving that. And that's where you get the results. So let me show you some examples of activity trackers that you might want to use. This one is a weekly checklist. As I said, you might not do all of this stuff on the left side, but what you want to get in the habit of doing is just checking off on the days that you do so that you know how you're functioning. And this is just a good thing to get started. Now, Beachbody offers one. It's called the Business Activities Tracker, BAT, otherwise known as. And this one, again, same thing. Just check off what you're doing, and it's going to get you in the habit of being in this. You want to get in that habit. Create those new habits. You want to keep it simple. That's completely where you can get on or off. If you focus on looking at too many things, trying too many things, trying to do what that other top coach is doing, you can't follow what other coaches are doing because you have no idea what's going on behind the curtain. You don't know if they hired out a lead company. You don't know. But what you do know is follow those activity trackers and stay consistent. It's difficult in the beginning, especially when you're trying to figure out these websites and what the products are. And if you don't know what that means and you don't even know how to use social media, everything's a mess in the beginning. Everything. All you got to do is those 3 things. Those 3 things. And that is going to help you every week. All of a sudden, it's going to be like no big deal riding a bike.